Hi, everyone. Thank you for stopping by Living to Do's review of Married at First Sight, Season 16, Episode 9, called Parting in Ways. That's an interesting take on the name there. Let's get started with this review with Nicole and Chris. Now, Nicole and Chris, everything seems fine. In fact, they're the best couple of the season. Now, Nicole meets with a friend, and she tells her friend that Chris is everything that a woman would want in a man. He compliments her all the time. She thinks that she's going to be the asshole in the relationship. If it doesn't work out, she will be the one at fault. They had a housewarming party with their friends and family, and Nicole had the theme of Let's Flamingo. And what's a cute idea? She bought matching flamingo shirts for her and Chris. And he was willing to put it on. And she kept pressing him to ask, if you don't like it, it's no big deal. You won't hurt my feelings. He goes, it's not my style, but if you want me to wear it, I'll wear it. And she goes, if you don't want to wear it, you don't have to wear it. And he ended up not wearing it. And I thought that was great. He was able to communicate to her that, that's not something I would pick, but if you want me to wear it, I will do it. I have no problem doing that. And I think he's going to probably have a lot of that going on in his relationship. He's the nice guy. And I think with nice guys that women, strong women, they don't really connect with them because they're not man enough. If the woman is more manlier than the man in the relationship, then she's most likely not going to be attracted to him. I think these strong women want even stronger men. And I think that is what happens to these poor nice guys. They're good men, but they're just not able to man up the way a strong woman wants. Chris was meeting with Nicole's friends off in the bedroom, and honestly, he looked so uncomfortable. He just reminded me of somebody sitting on the witness stand being questioned. It just seemed very unnatural. And he's a good guy, a sweet guy. It doesn't deserve to have his feelings hurt. So I really hope the best for him and them in their relationship. Okay, on to the next couple. Okay, the next couple will be Gina and Clint. Clint meets with his friend Andrew, and he talks about how there's no attraction with his wife. His wife and him are not attracted to one another. I do believe that Clint was attracted to Gina, and when Gina hurt his feelings, he now says he's not attracted to her. But okay, we'll play along. He says that his hands don't want to seek areas. Like he doesn't want to fondle her or whatever. And I'm thinking, if that woman had given you the green light, you would have done it. But okay. Well, we find out that Gina moves into the shared apartment and she brings her dog, Hank, who has red hair, which Clint points out to his friend Andrew. She doesn't like my features, but her dog has the same hair color as me. And she loves the dog. She moves in with the dog, but they're going to have separate bedrooms. So they're doing the separate bedrooms for now. They had friends and family over. I thought Clint gave real good rehearsed answers about attraction growing, and that's where they're having a problem in their marriage. I think he just kind of, sometimes I'm getting the sense that he's just trying to say the right thing, come off as the good guy. Something about it just didn't seem genuine to me, but okay. So Gina's back in the apartment, or she's in there, and they're gonna try this out. So we'll see how well they fare. On to the next couple. Okay, the next couple will be Shaq and Kirsten. They had their housewarming party, and they both each invited a married couple. So she invited a married couple, I think were her cousins, and he had a married couple that were his friends. And of course, everybody wants to know their private business. They wanted to know how romantic did the honeymoon get. And Kirsten says, no consummation, just conversation. And she's telling them this, and she added that, they're not kissing either. I guess what that question came up. And she's telling everyone she's not a good kisser, and that's why there's not a lot of kissing going on. I don't know. Do people normally share that? That just seems so private. Or maybe we should applaud her for being so open. It just seems kind of too much of an intimate thing to share, but whatever. I must say that they each had very good, supportive friends, married couples in their lives, and I think that's a plus. I think I could see them all hanging out. They seem to get along very well. I think that was the best thing that came out of their party with their family and friends. Okay, on to the next. All right, the next couple will be Jasmine and Eris. We see that Eris is meeting with his cousin, Felina. They have lunch and they discuss what happened on the honeymoon. And he confides in Felina that he's not attracted to his wife. He knows that he has some type of wall up and is not letting her in. There is no sexual desire for her. And Felina says, she believes that Jasmine is textbook fake. So Eris invited Felina to his housewarming party. Right off the bat, she says she's not coming. She's not coming because she doesn't think that her cousin is invested in this marriage. So I guess she thinks it's some type of sham. Felina asked Eris if he wanted to be married, and Eris said that he wanted to be married. So Felina told him that he needs to go home, that he needs to have sex with his wife, work on the process, connect with your partner. But she's not coming to the housewarming. Felina, that's good advice. I don't know if you're jealous of Jasmine and her relationship with your cousin. Are the kind of women that Eris like, do they look like his cousin? I just find that Felina, she's not a lady. Jasmine is a lady. She's refined. She doesn't like the way Jasmine answers her questions. She thinks she's too polished, and there's nothing wrong with that. And it's being polite. She doesn't know you. That's her first time meeting you, and she's going to be polite and kind. You didn't show her that same type of energy. She's just a lady, and she's and Felina isn't. And I think that Felina could have stand to be a part of some of these pageants that Jasmine was a part of. Maybe she would have learned some etiquette. At the very least, she would have learned her bra size. So maybe she would have one on, a good supportive bra, because she's hanging out all over the place again. Someone like that really has no position to comment on a lady's relationship. She's just a whatever girl. She dresses whatever. She doesn't know how to dress for the camera in public. I'm glad she's not coming to the housewarming. She's just a buzzkill. She's the negative energy that was swept through that whole place. And apparently, Jasmine and Eris they were creating a guest list for their housewarming party, and he was telling Jasmine to to add Felina to the list. And Jasmine didn't want her to be on the list. She didn't want her to come. She doesn't like her attitude. She said to him, she told me that I was a fake person. So she doesn't want someone like that at her party. You don't want someone who will just have no regard for you, and talk about you, look at you all kind of funny ways in your home when you're trying to create a new life with somebody. You never want that in your home anytime, any point in your life. She's just someone I couldn't connect to, and keep her out. Just because she's family with him doesn't mean that she needs to come to your house. You guys have a new budding relationship, and she would be the one that put salt all over it. They do have their housewarming, and of course, Jasmine looked beautiful in her dress, just perfect. They went alone to their spouses, friends, and family to talk privately about each other. And Jasmine told the Eris's friends that, yeah, they're not having sex. And I'm sure he talked all that big talk to his boys about get on your knees, and he's going to tell his wife that even before he met her, and all kinds of sexual thing, just to find out that their boy Eris is not even having sex with his beautiful wife that's standing there. So who are they going to run and tell that to? What is the problem? When I want to know what his boys are going to say to him when he tells them that he's not sexually attracted to this beautiful girl. They were going to think he's crazy. But that was pretty much that happened with them. So on to the next couple, the last couple. Okay, let's talk about McKinley and Dominique. This episode actually started off with them continuing their conversation with Pastor Cal. In that conversation, Dom says that she's just over it. Pastor Cal wants to know, what is it? What does it signify? She says that she would like a divorce. Mac's in a confessional, and we hear that, that was hard for him to hear, and we actually see him tearing up. That was sad. Pastor Cal says, he mentions that 25 might be too young. So does that mean that we will not have any 25-year-olds in doing the process on the show? Or will you double down next season with two 25-year-olds? Because you guys don't make sense anyway, how you're pairing these people up. After Pastor Cal leaves, Dom does talk to Mac, and she does tell him that she's really sorry. But she does walk out the door with her belongings. This is where we see her in that scene that they always show in the previews of her walking down the long corridor with her belongings, a box, and she's tearing up. It seems unhappy. Later, Dominique meets with her mother, Toya, who looks totally different than she did at the wedding. She looked all nice. She was really cute because this could be her possible last appearance on TV. I wonder if she really did sign her daughter up so she can make an appearance. So her mother seemed to kindly blame Dominique, asking her could she have done this or wait a little longer. She seemed to want her to stay in the marriage and work on it a little bit. And she told her mom, honestly, she was too negative for her. She just needed to end it before it got worse. So she ended it. So that was the end of Dominique and McKinley. But then there was a group scene. The group scene was a potluck. All the couples got together in some type of common area at their apartment building. Everyone came, including Dominique and McKinley. All the couples sat around. They toasted for happy marriages. Everybody looks great and happy, and I think this is the first time they're meeting since they got together on the honeymoon. And so Gina tells everyone, I guess, about her housewarming party, and she tells them that Clint is a good cook and he was a good host. Clint says he wants to know more about Gina. I've always known that about Clint. I think he's interested in Gina, and he was lying before. Mac asked everyone, has anyone had sex yet? And Nicole and Chris, they let everyone know that they did. And so everyone knows that Nicole and Chris did and nobody else did. Nicole says something like she blew out Chris's back. Isn't that what Chris should be saying? Actually, if anybody should be saying it. It's just so weird that the woman would be saying it. But how does Eris feel, huh? Nerdy man Chris hadn't had sex in a year. You had sex right before you married your wife. And he's the man. He's got his wife. She's bedding down her just fine. Or does he care? Who knows? Jasmine was forthcoming with the group. She told them that Eris is not attracted to her. And that's the reason why they haven't consummated their marriage. They haven't been intimate in that way. And Mac, he has actually no voice for some reason. He lost his voice. I don't know if because he was crying too much from a broken heart, yelling because he's upset. But he says that he tells the group that Dom and him are getting a divorce. And Dom tries to explain to everybody she just wanted to cut things off before they got too toxic. But Nicole believes that Dom will regret this decision. And Nicole offers, some advice or a recommendation, a suggestion. She's asking her if taking some time apart, would that help things work? At this point in time, Dominique says maybe. So everyone's happy. They're cheering to that. But she doesn't felt that she was heard, actually. She just felt pressured. But she said yes, that she would try to make things work. So Dom and McKinley go back to their place and they discuss it further. McKinley wants to know, why did she say maybe? He asked her, did you feel pressured into saying maybe? And she says, yes. And she's like, she wants to, get a divorce, but she wants to be friends. And he says to her, I don't want to be your friend. I know he said it out of anger and hurt. But if you're not friends, are you enemies? What are you? You were married, uh, you broke it off. She wants to be friends, but you don't. So what would you consider this? It's not nothing. So are you enemies? What is that? Huh. So they do hug before she leaves, and she hugs and she says, friend, not friend. It's just undetermined, or it's, what is it? What is this relationship? What a shame it came to this. But maybe she's right. Maybe you pull the band-aid off early so you don't get hurt more. Or do you give it a chance and then you end up hurting yourself? You know, I don't know. I don't know. It's probably for the best anyway. That was it for this episode. It was interesting. It had some interesting moments. Poor Dominique and McKinley. And poor McKinley's hurt hard. He's hurt over this. So now he's packing up and he's going to go back to his basement dwelling. That was it for now. I thank you for staying with me to the end. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel. I would really appreciate it, and I thank you in advance. But I gotta go because I got living to do. Bye.